Hello, my name is Mary, and I am a retiree with no experience in trading cryptocurrency. I joined the Eazybot family, and I call it a family because that's the way that I feel about the company. I started Eazybot with some instructions, and I can tell you that the process for initiating the bots is very simple. In addition to that, I can honestly say that the support professionals are second to none. When I have my phone in hand, and I don't care what time of the day it is, sometimes I might awaken at night, I glance at my phone, or wherever I am, I glance at my phone. I have little surprises. And I am just elated to see that my bot has traded, and not only has it traded, but I have a profit. So I am in love with Eazybot. It's a wonderful platform, and I've enjoyed it immensely.
My name is Sandra D, and I got involved with Eazybot from the beginning, and I would say around March of this year. And what I like the most about Eazybot is that it is easy. The name said it well. It's simple, and the most part of it, it's affordable. And you don't have to have any experience. I used to think that you have to learn all the thing about trading, but no, you don't have to have any experience. The other key point I love about Eazybot or about this trading platform is that it gives me freedom. I don't have to be watching candlestick. I don't have to be staring at my computer all the time. I just set it, I leave it, and I get time freedom so I can enjoy the time with my family, with traveling and doing, my hobby, things that I love doing in the day. And I sleep peacefully at night, knowing that while I'm sleeping, I am still making money. So I want to thank the developer, the owner, the community of Eazybot to bring this to us, to the ordinary people who always thought they had to be rich to be traded. They don't have to be rich to be traded.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sandra. One of the perfect things, or the things that I like most about Eazybot, is my Eazybots go with me anywhere I go. As you see, I'm on the road, and it's an amazing opportunity. It's amazing business. What I love about it is I've been involved in other bots. I did well. When the market went to bear, I didn't do so well, and the companies folded. What I love about Eazybot, it takes the trades in the ups and the downs and only closes on winning trades. And I'm winning. My team is winning, my family is winning, and we love it here. Thank you so much, Eazybot, for your support and being an amazing company, and your integrity is more than I can imagine. I love being here.
Welcome to the call, everybody. It's a great honor to have you here. We mean that with all of our hearts. My name is Ken Chick. I'm fondly referred to as Coach, and I just can't be more thankful. This isn't a Saturday morning business call, though. This is our Monday update call, and yes, okay, I was just looking at the schedule. But guys, every day I wake up, I just, there's days where I'm reading the posts and I'm getting choked up because what we set out to create, we've accomplished. It's only going to get better. It's going to evolve into something where it's going to be even easier than what it is. And where we're at right now, just so grateful, and so many people are finding us. This is a product that everybody's been looking for, but have been taken advantage of in the cryptocurrency space for so long. People are tired of it. Influencers are tired of it, and they're coming to us. I was showing my daughter yesterday on YouTube. If you just put YouTube in the search engine, Eazybot in the search engine of YouTube, the video after video after video that comes up, it's amazing. All positive reviews, because our software simply works, and we can't be more thankful. Guys, there's some things that are coming to the platform in your back office, and for people that have recently signed up, they're going to be getting a new starter's guide to Eazybot. That's going to make it more comprehensive for them to sign up fairly easily, guys. You know, I've been in this space for a long time, and I've learned how to swim through those shark infested waters and not get bitten. Got bit a few times, and after it happened a few times back in 2017, I set out to make sure it never happened to me, my family again, but also to the people that I loved and cared about, because I would get calls all the time from people I knew on new, quote, great projects that were coming up. And I called it right every single time. I told them, don't do it. You're going to get hurt. You're going to hurt the people you love. And every time, that's what happened. But we had created a community of people that we loved and who trusted us, and we served. This all started out of a servant leader's heart, guys. And the people that came alongside of us had the same heart. They were cut from the same cloth. And here we are today. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce our founder and our CEO, Muhammad Ali. But before I do that, would you guys like to see the new starter guide that's coming up for our new people, and for you guys as well? Would you like to see that? I see a thumbs up. David was up till 4:30 in the morning working on this project, guys. The man very rarely sleeps. He's here on the call, but he asked me if I wouldn't mind hosting today's call. So that's why we're here, and he's off camera today. So I think that's the reason, but I'm just guessing at that, but I believe that is. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to share my screen, and want to make sure that I share the right screen. There we go. Okay, guys, if you have not accessed our app yet, it's right here. When you open up your dashboard, you guys want to sign up for this app. It has so many powerful resources and teaching videos for you guys. You definitely want to get this app. If you're not, you are at a disadvantage if you do not have this app. So you want to go into your dashboard, sign up. There's you do have to put, because there's funnel systems in here, and you do have to put your user ID inside so that it will link the funnel systems to your user ID. So when you send it out, we'll show you a little bit about that right now. But let me go ahead and show you here. I've already clicked here and logged in, and this is what it looks like right here. This is the desktop version, by the way. There is a mobile version that's very similar to that, a little bit different, but very similar to this. So you want to go ahead and let me just, there's a couple people waiting in the room here. Awesome. So you want to go ahead and download this, and then you can go through this. I'm going to show you the new platform for our new users and for you guys as well, the new starter guide here in a second. But I want to just show you how to get in here so that you can access a lot of this material. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the user guide. And this is it right here. It has not been released. You guys are seeing this firsthand, getting a look at this before everybody else. But basically, it's a phenomenal guide that David put together on how to get started with Eazybot to make this as easy as possible. Now, guys, listen, we were using another bot. We loved that bot because nobody touched our assets. It stayed in our own exchanges. It's the same thing here at Eazybot. Your cryptocurrency, You don't turn it over to some unknown entity and hope and pray that you'll get your money back in your first 90 days. I have so many people that when they come in, they say, well, when can we start pulling out our money? Well, first of all, it's cryptocurrency. And you can pull out your cryptocurrency anytime you want because it's in your exchange. Any investment that you make, and this is why we loved bot trading, any investment that you made and that you make is in yourself. You don't give Eazybot your money. We are a software company that is incredible. It's powerful. It trades for you, so you don't have to sit in front of 13 screens like I did. I sat in front of 13 screens and had my Bitcoin chart Chromecasted into my room at night. So if I'd wake up in the middle of the night, the first thing I'd do is I'd look and see if there was an entry point. You don't have to do that. This makes it so easy, so wonderfully easy. But with the other bot we were using, it was out of Asia. There was absolutely no training. So what we have already is phenomenal compared to what we had. But David just made it even easier. So guys, you're going to have access to this very shortly. I'm going to let David just hang out, and I'm not going to even bring him in to ask questions. He's here, but we're going to let that man rest right now because I know this guy's working 24/7. So, but here's what it's going to look like for you. How to get started, click right here. First, it starts out with the Eazybot strategy. Our default strategy is now going to be called the Eazybot strategy. And then if somebody wants to customize it, they're more than welcome to, but that's for advanced traders. We don't give any advice on trading your tokens. We have a default strategy. If you want to set it to default, you can set it to default. If you want to customize it, if you're an advanced trader, it's fully customizable. So they'll click here to watch Mohammed demonstrate the strategy and get started. They can click here, but here's the steps. Choose your package and set up your Eazybot wallet. Choose your exchange and securely connect to Eazybot. Now, if you're here for the first time, you're on this call, we want to welcome you. I forgot to welcome everybody, but we do want to welcome you to this call. This is not a overview call. This is an update call that we do every Monday, and we actually show how the bot has performed over the last 7 days and over the last 90 to 100 days now. So you're going to see that in a minute as the creator of this strategy and our founder and CEO, Muhammad Ali, is going to be here. He's already on the call, but he's going to present that in a few minutes. Let me just show you a little bit more here. Get the free membership app. That's the app that I was just showing you over right over here. So you can, you definitely want to do this, guys, ASAP, as soon as you come in. And then from that page, the next page is stay connected to live Zoom calls every week. So they can look at our full Zoom schedule right here. They can actually go here and look at our past performance videos. So, and business builders training. Every Saturday we do a business builders training. They can come in and review the last few videos on that. Also, we give them the opportunity right here to look at the overview presentation. And also, this is for the bot, and this over here is for the affiliate program and how to create several streams of income through our affiliate rewards program. This one here, this is our Dubai pre-launch party that we had, but they interview the executive team, and this is just a great video to get to know us and who we are. And then this is a great video as well. See Eazybot profit in a downward market. And this video teaches about our Founders Club. And I want to welcome everybody that has accomplished becoming a part of the Founders Club this past week. We had a phenomenal week with a number of new members. I think we had 7 to 10 new members become a part of that. And that's something that you receive for life, for the life of our company. So it's 5% of the company's profit every month. So you get definitely, as we grow, this could be retirement income for those that help us grow early on in our early stages. The voice of the community. This is a new marketing video series with people sharing their experiences and their reviews of our company. And these are members that were not paid to do that. They did it because they absolutely love our product. I don't think we have anyone yet that doesn't love our product. I haven't met anybody. Everybody that's using it absolutely loves it. It's amazing. You're going to see that here in a second. It's designed to never close a losing trade, and at the same time to bring down the average price cost. If an individual came into market where the market was high and then the market dropped, our trading software will bring that average cost down to where it can close out that trade for a profit. It's making small profitable trades throughout the drop as the market falls and it comes back up. And all that evidence is here, guys. It's amazing, but we're just so tickled pink. So, and the voices of the community share their testimonies and what they've already experienced. This is our executive team right here. I'm the only guy that's not camera friendly. Everybody else is very camera friendly, as you can see. So, they say I have a face for radio, but this is our company story here. And we have this right in the presentation, how to get in touch with us. So a new person, if they don't know how to get in touch with us, it's all right here. And finally, the last page is our commonly used links. So this is all going to be available here very shortly in the back office, and also I believe it'll be in the app as well. But exciting times, guys. This is going to make your job, if you guys are here and you're helping us grow by just introducing people to our platform, this is going to make it a lot easier for you too. Okay, so let me see where we're at here. Shut off my screen share. What a great looking group of people we have here. I'm going to bring in Mr. Muhammad Ali right now. If you're here for the first time, you haven't met him, he's the developer of the strategy. He's also the founder and the CEO of our company. I met Muhammad probably about a year ago, and we were using another bot at the time. He was part of that team, and when the market turned south back in May of 2021, it went up to, I think it was 67,000, and it dropped all the way down to 17,000, I believe it was. And we were in the middle of that drop. We were there when the market was going up and that bot was working phenomenally. But when the market turned, that's where a lot of people, although they didn't lose their crypto, they lost value. And the bot used up all the USDT that it was trading against the major pairs. So they ended up in a position where they were holding like the rest of the world, and people were concerned because the value of their exchange accounts were going down. And Muhammad, who's an engineer by trade, he went into his office. This guy's a mathematical genius. You'll see that he's not a charismatic individual. I'm probably the most sanguine individual on the team, but Muhammad was you'll see he's a numbers guy. He's a mathematical genius. He went into his office. That bot was somewhat customizable. It didn't have all the parameters that he needed to make it as profitable as he foresaw it could become, and also protect people in a downward trend. It didn't have all of that. So the parameters that were customizable, though, he went in, he figured out before the company did how to customize it in a way where people could come back into profitable trading. And then he came into a support call that Peter and Breezy were heading up. They were part of the team as well. They were volunteering their time, and they were helping people. And there were several others in there helping them as well. calm their fears about the downward trend. And Muhammad came in and showed everybody what he had done. He'd first helped his family and the friends that he had introduced to Eazybot. Remember, they didn't lose their tokens. It was spot trading. It wasn't, they weren't in contracts like leverage and margin trading. If they were, they would have lost everything. And we did not want to put our people at risk with leverage and margin trading where they were in contracts, because we knew they could lose everything. We wanted to do spot trading because it's the lowest risk and the payout's beautiful. So Muhammad had figured out how to get his bot running again and back in profit. Then he came into our support call and he helped our leaders out. He helped me out as well. And in the process, there were 3 friends that had large accounts that asked him if he could help them in private, which he gladly did, even though they weren't on his team. They were sideways to him. This man's got a true servant leader's heart. He helped them, not knowing that these guys not only were friends, but they loved to invest in upcoming startup companies. And after he helped them get back into positive trading, he turned to Muhammad. Now, Muhammad had been reaching out to the other company with no response. It was out of Asia. They probably didn't even speak English. And they weren't really focused on the Western market. So Muhammad had been reaching out to them, and with no response, these guys said, hey, if you want to start your own bot, we'll finance it. They actually sent him the money without even having a contract. That's how much they had hit nothing written, and they sent him the money without having a contract. That's how much they trusted him because of how he helped them. And him and I have become very, very close friends. He's like a brother to me, as well as David Charles. We are just really, we're all cut from the same cloth. Our heart wants to help people and wants to serve people, and we put people before money. And that's how this company started. It started by protecting a community from the sharks that were out there, then serving a community, and then creating our own technology. And this technology is proprietary to us. This is an amazing piece of software. I've bot traded, mirror traded, signal traded. I've traded on my own. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, it's the best piece of software that I know of in the world. And Muhammad, come on in, brother. We love you more than Bitcoin and pizza combined.
Hey, Coach, thank you very much for the introduction.
You're welcome.
And welcome everyone on the call. I'll just jump in directly to the topic. I'll share my screen and go to the presentation to show you the topics that we're going to be talking about today. Yes, as usual, we're going to discuss the same topics. We're going to look at the pulling down the average price, looking at the same coin that we were following since the beginning. We're going to look at closing trades cycles below the initial price, which we have already seen before, taking profit retracement and account performance. Now, regarding take profit retracement and closing trades below the initial price, we don't have real examples for this week, especially for taking profit retracement thing, because taking profit retracements, when there is a jump in the market, the bot is going to be waiting until it reaches to the top and then sells. The last week, if you're following the market, there was no much of movement. It was more of a flat market. Yes, there is movement, but it's not as much as we could capture some of those really high trades that closed instead of 1%, it closed at 5 or 6 or 7%. So let's get into it. Pulling down the average price. This is the same AAVE coin that we were following since the beginning. This is last week's result on 22nd of August, the last Monday. If you see the analysis down here, the initial price is the same as 251 when it started back on, I think, 3rd of April. And the average price was 163.98. Now, for the people who doesn't know what average price means, just look at the previous calls. This is just a follow-up of the next call. But just give you a little bit of a brief. The average price is the top trades that was opened at that price, at the price of 251. For example, now let's look at this trade here. When it opened, sorry, let me get back. When it opened, when we started trading in this coin, the price of this coin was 251. Now, the first three trades, as per the strategy, they are taken as one, and the average price of that is taken. And then from that point onward, all the trades are independent trades. They're not taken as average price. Everyone is standalone trade. It buys and sells as the market goes down. And it used 50% of the profit made in each of those individual trades to bring down the average price. So this average price, initial price was 251. Last week, it was brought down for the whole duration, not only last week, the cumulative pulling down of that average price since 3rd of April, it was 163. So it was pulled down from 251. Now that same trade, which was open at 251, is now at the price of 163. And it will keep on pulling down until it closes 100%.
Mohammed, let me just clarify something here. Guys, what this is showing is, well, let's just put it this way. Most bots, in order to close out that trade, the market has to come back up to 251. Okay, like what we were saying is Bitcoin was at 67,000 and it dropped all the way to 17,000. Well, it still hasn't come back. So people that are using that bot are still stuck in those positions. This bot, what it does is it applies 50% of every trade it takes in the meantime, as the market's dropping, the market's fluctuating, there's volatility. That's what this bot's taking advantage of. The profit, 50% of that is applied to that top position, which brings it down to the average price. So either the market's going to come back up and meet that, which Mohammed's going to explain. I normally I'm a little bit ahead of him here, but the market's going to come back up and meet wherever that average price is dropped to, or the market stays down and it brings that average price all the way down to where it is, closes that cycle out, starts all over again. It's a phenomenal system, guys. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yes, coming back. So that average price last week was at 163.98. So the average price was pulled with 87.02 USDT or dollars. And in percentage, that's 34%, 34.67%. The total profit which was made during the down market before closing the whole cycle is 1,050. This week, the profit have increased to 1,097.3. And accordingly, the average price was pulled down to 162, from 163 to 162.3. That means our new average price was pulled down by 88.7 USDT, which is 35.34%. It's pulled down. So as the time goes, either the market, as Coach stated, the market comes back up and meet the average price somewhere and close the whole trade with profit, or that average price will keep on pulling down. Now the pull between last week and this week is just as low as less than 1%, which is okay because the market was not fluctuating much last week, and that's normal. We're dealing with the market, we're surfing the wave, but we're not creating the wave. So whatever the market situation, the bot is going to be dealing with that and making profit, and the profit depends on the market movement. And accordingly, 50% of that profit is a little bit lower last week, and it was pulled down a little bit, which is okay. Now, about the take profit readjustment, this is from the last week. We couldn't capture some of them from the last week because there was no, from this week, because there was no much of movement in the market. So I'm not going to go through them, but just to give you some idea for the new people, if we have new people on the call. So Eazybot has been designed to, if the market is moving high, if it's moving fast higher, it's not going to be closing the trade. It's going to be waiting for the trade, for the market to reach to the top and then start moving down and then start closing the trade. If you look at this example here, this is Uni USDT from last week. So what happened is that this is our average price was somewhere here. Actually, it's one trade, only one trade. This trade was opened at this point here. Then the market started moving down, started like being straight somehow. There was no much of movement. It's not up by 1.5% where it can start taking profit, and it's not down by 2% where it could take another trade. So it was just moving straight until it reached to this point here where the market suddenly started moving up. So the bot is programmed to start closing the trade or selling a trade at just 1.5% higher, but with a condition that the market starts showing some down movement, then close it. Because if the market is going up, don't close it, wait for the market to reach to the highest point and then close it down. And that's what happened here.
This is really, really powerful. How Muhammad created this, because most bots are brainless. It reaches a preset setting of 1.5%. It closes it at that point. And if the market's going up really fast, it's going to come back in, but it's going to miss all that profit. And how it's almost like a trailing sell order, where instead of selling at a predetermined amount brainlessly, it sees that the market's moving very quickly, and it waits for the market to come back down before it'll close it. I'm sorry, Muhammad.
No
so
problem.
genius. This is so genius.
So yeah,
I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down for people like me.
No, but that's okay. You can just jump in at anytime you want. So if you look here, the market was just going up, up, up. It was supposed to close somewhere here at just 1.5%, but it waited because the market was moving up. So it was waiting for it to reach the highest point. And for it, this was the highest point. Then when the market started moving down, it closed here. So it has a take profit retracement of 0.5%. When it starts moving down from the last highest price to that much, then it starts closing the trade. And then probably here, this time here, a new trade opened and then it went up and then closed somewhere here. So this is exactly how we designed it to work. And this is a real example. If you look at the top here, you'll see exactly the exact time and the exact price where it took the trade and where it closed the trade. Just for your reference, if you're just verifying this is Dubai time. So you have to go to GST or Dubai time and then look at the chart. You will see exactly the same thing here. Now let's get to the interesting part, which is the performance of this account that we have been following also for quite some time. These are the coins that we're trading in this account, and these are the profits. If you see, for example, the file USDT started on 19th of May, so far made 13.7%. The capital was 1,000. Here's the profit 137, which represent 13.7%. Now don't look at this percentage here on the top. This is the movement of the coin during the past 24 hours. It has nothing to do with the profitability of that specific trade. You see here, Matic made the maximum profit, 28.3. Let's get to the table just to see the details. Now here, I've considered 17 of the coins because the last two coins here started at different timing, if you see, or different dates. Those two started on 30th of May. So I'm considering only the ones that started on 19th of May so that we can compare apple to apple. Now, this is the summary of the results. This is last week of 22nd of August. As we stated last week, there is not much of movement in the market. However, still it made some profit. The profit is low, but at least it's a profit. It's not just stayed quiet. Let's look at the last week profit. This is the difference between 29th and 22nd. That gives us the result that happened in the last week. If you see, everything is just below 1%, except for one coin. This is the highest performer for last week. It was ETC. It made 1.27% in profit, which is 12.67 USDT. However, there are two coins here that have made nil. They made zero profit, no profits at all. And that's very usual. That's very normal. There was no much of movement in that coins for the bot to react or to buy or sell. Actually, there was opportunity to buy, but there was no opportunity to sell. And we'll see that in details here. We're going to analyze this TRX coin. Because if you guys
that was because the market was just flat. It's been flat the last couple of weeks. It's dropped down, but that doesn't matter with this bot. So keep going, brother.
Yeah, looking at this TRX, if you notice, guys, the people who have attended the last call, the same coin was also zero profit from the week before. So for 2 weeks, this coin was not giving any profit. Let's analyze it in more details here. Now, this is the last week. Okay, this is the last week result of that coin. When we have seen it, the market started here. This is the initial buy, and then this is cover one when it went down here, and then when it went down here, it took this cover, and the market was here. It wasn't in a position to go above the average price by 1.5% to take profit and close, and it wasn't down below that by 8% to take the next cover, because our next call as per the strategy is 8% below the cover 2 to take cover 3. So it was fluctuating there, so it was quiet. There was no movement. But now with the new enhancement of the strategy that we're working on, which is going to be probably released this week, we're going to be solving that quiet zone. We have a quiet zone here between cover 1 and cover 2, which is about 5%. And we have another 8% between cover 2 and cover 3. We're going to add some independent covers in between as per this chart here. Those are going to be the independent covers. between this average covers, and it's going to be taking buying and selling in between. So as an example, this coin, if we had the enhancement applied to this coin in the last week, so instead of having 0, it could have taken this buy here and then sell here, this point, and then another buy here, another sell here, another buy here, and then another buy here and sell here, and then buy here and sell here, and then buy here and sell. So all of these trades,
Wow.
we were just missing on because of the, we're not losing anything because the bot did not buy or sell anything in loss, but this is an enhancement that we're going to add to the strategy to have even more trades than what we're seeing at the moment, which obviously is going to be adding to the profitability of the coin. So instead of having the last week, we will have all of these trades buying and selling and making profit for the users.
And you know, we've been sharing with everybody that this enhancement is coming. I know that they're still working on a few little things in the dev department. How soon do you think this will be ready, or do you have an estimate?
I'm quite confident that this week is going to be the week we're going to be releasing it. Awesome. Towards the end of the week. I'm just having a couple of tests to do. We just want to make sure that everything is working perfectly without any glitches.
Awesome.
Okay, so
now, guys, one thing I do want to say though is there's no guarantees here. There's no 2 tokens that people trade that do exactly the same, and the reason why is because everybody comes into the market at a different time, and so it works similar, but it's not going to be exact. And for every token, everybody's going to have some different results, but for the most part, this is how it works, guys, and you'll see great results. But there are no guarantees. This is a volatile market. We're not financial advisors. We're a software company, guys, and we've set up a piece of software that you just connect, as most of you know, to your exchanges through a unique API, a unique IP address, and a secure API connection. It's trade only. So, but we're not financial advisors. You always want to seek the advice of a financial advisor, especially if you're in the US and Canada. That really applies to you guys mostly. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yeah, now this chart that we're seeing here is a repetition of what we have done last week. It's not the new week. Now let's look at the new chart here that we have. Okay, now this is this week. This is between 22nd and 29th. So if you look here, there were no trades, only one buy here. That means the market went down from the last order by the 8%, more or less, and then started pulling back by the 0.5%. Then it took order here only on 29th. So if you see, since 14th of this month until 29th or until today, there was no sell, there was no profit. Profit is 0. Let's get to the chart here and see exactly how it looks like. So last week, what the chart that we just saw now was just somewhere here around this. And now the market, this was the behavior from last week until now or until today. Market was flat for some time and then went down a little bit. And then here it took the cover 3, which we saw now on 29th, and then the market started pulling up again. So now this is why it did not make any profit, because the market movement is not in a position for the bot to sell and make profit. So it just waits for the right moment and then sell, because it's designed not to sell and make any kind of losses. It was designed only to sell when there is an opportunity for making profit. And it's now waiting. So here, eventually what's going to happen is either the market's going to go above this average price. This is the average price here, the blue line here, or the purple line here is the average price for all of these 4 trades combined. So now the market doesn't have to go up to the initial price here, plus 1.5% to make profit. It just has to cross this average price by 1.5% and then start the process of making profit. Now, with a new enhancement, or even actually if the market goes down, it's going to start buying into the individual trades or the independent trades and make profit and pull that average price down even further. So if we had the independent covers in between here, the enhancement strategy in between, we would have some lines here, a couple of trades we have seen, like around, I think 7 or 8 trades happen in this area. And accordingly, also in this area here, this up and down could have made a couple of profits, couple of trades, like buy here and then sell here, then buy here, then sell here, buy here and sell here, and another buy here, another sell here, and probably another buy here and sell here, and then down here, another buy. Then here it bought the average cover and took everything together. So the new enhancement is going to really be making a lot of sense to people, and you will not have these quiet zones anymore. So yeah, that's all from my side for today. So Coach, if you want to open the questions and answers so that we can take some questions.
Yeah, let's do that. Breezy, if you could help us out as well. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hands. And here we got Thomas Pickelman is in the house, and Maya, I'm sorry. Thomas, why don't you come in first? You go by Tom or Thomas?
Yeah, Tom or Thomas, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. What country are you coming from? What country?
Germany. Germany.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have Germany in the house.
Thank you very much for the call and for the explanation. I have looked to the some older calls, and I have seen or have heard that the amount of money you have to have in the exchange for one coin was reduced to $300 at the Bitcoin at the KuCoin exchange. Is that?
Yes,
have I got that right?
Yes, KuCoin, their entry point financially, or how much you're going to start with a coin, is lower than Binance. Binance, you need to have 600 for the bot to work efficiently, and that's not an investment in Eazybot. We have to clarify that. That's an investment in yourself, guys.
Yeah.
And so, you do have to have 600 per token in Binance. And you can have as little as 300. I've heard people are trading with less than 300, but 300 allows the bot to work optimally per token in KuCoin.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
and just to clarify that one more time, the main reason behind that number 600 or 300 is the minimum amount that the exchange is allowing to trade. For example, the Binance is allowing the minimum amount is $10. You cannot, for example, buy a coin for less than $10. So that's why the bot is being designed to buy in stages as the market goes down. So the 600 is allowing you to go down even more than 50%, like 51% plus. And that's what we want to achieve here, is have kind of a stability. If the market goes down, still people can trade and bot can trade and work in bringing down the average price. If you use a smaller amount, then it's not going to sustain more than, like, say 20% or maybe lesser than this. In KuCoin, the story is a bit different because the exchange itself is allowing like $5 or lesser than $5 to buy coins or to use it for spot trading. That's why the amount is like half of what we are using in Binance. The strategy is the same. The trading mechanism is the same. It's just about the exchange allowances to trade, the minimum order value.
Okay, great answer. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Is it Maya? I'm so sorry. If you can come on in, tell us where you're from, and ask your question.
Hi, yes, I'm from Fresno, California in the US,
Hey,
and I am
welcome.
so excited about your program. I've taken your company all the way to Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. I have a group over there that just loves your company. We are working hard to get to your Founders Club.
Oh, yes.
Yes, love it. Thank you so much, Mohammed, and of course, all of you who are at the administrative level, trying to help people making money in the crypto world. This is amazing. You guys are truly godsend. Thank you so much. My question is, we don't have much issues with the program, but one of the things that we do see happening is every so often in the Binance platform, the bot stops, especially when it tries to sell. It says insufficient funds, go add funds or buy, I don't know, buy shares or crypto, add to the amount, and then come back and reactivate the bot. Are you aware of that issue with other members?
Yes, exactly. This is an issue with, let me explain it a little bit of what happens. Why are we asking people to go manually buy some of the coin to enable the sell? Now, the trade in Binance happened this way. Now, you need to have some BNB coin, because that's how Binance is taking their fees and how they give you discount of 25% if you use BNB.
Yeah.
Now, without
They'll
BNB,
take fees, but they're going to take fees, but it's going to cost you more. It'll be,
Yeah.
it's a 25% discount with Binance BNB coin in there. That's where they take the fees.
Now, why the bot stops when that happens? The bot is looking at what it purchased. Let's say, for example, if you're trading Ethereum, USDT, you start the bot trading and you have BNB, then the bot's going to buy some of, let's say, $10 worth of Ethereum. Then it keeps it aside. Let's say the value at that time was 0.1 Ethereum with $10, just as an example. So the bot understands that it bought 0.1, so it has to sell 0.1 Ethereum. Now what happens? The market goes up 0.5% or 1.5% or above, and it starts the selling process, and it asks your exchange to sell 0.1 Ethereum. Now, if the fees were taken from BNB, then your exchange will have that amount and it will sell it without problem. Now, let's say, for example, you don't have BNB. You forgot to buy BNB, or you don't have BNB to use it for the fees. The bot is going, let's talk about the same example. The bot asks the exchange to buy $10 worth of Ethereum. So it buys 0.1 Ethereum, just as an example. And now but when you buy the 0.1 Ethereum, you don't have BNB, where is the Binance going to be taking their fees from? They're going to be taking it from the coin that you purchase. So instead of having 0.1, you're going to be having 0.099, something like this, because the Binance have taken their fees from the Ethereum that you purchase.
That's
now
right.
the time comes to a position where the bot wants to sell. So it asks the Binance to sell the amount that I purchased, which is 0.1. So the bot doesn't know that the Binance have taken the fees from this one, because they understand that the Binance is taking the fees from the BNB. Now orders goes from the bot to the Binance, sell 0.1 Ethereum. Now the answer that comes from the exchange, I don't have enough Ethereum. I don't have 0.1. I have 0.09999. So the error comes back to the bot that insufficient coin for selling order. That's how exactly happens. So that's why we always advise people to keep a little bit amount of BNB and keep watching that. If it goes down, try to replenish as soon as you can before the next order goes. Because what happens, the market goes down, the bot buy and sell, small orders. And then in between, the BNB goes to zero. Then at one or two orders in between, the exchange is taking their fees from the coin itself. So you have lesser amount of the coin, let's say Ethereum, for example. And then the market still fluctuating. Then you get an idea that, oh, my BNB is low. Then you replenish. But it's still that effect is there. When it comes to closing the whole cycle and selling the whole amount, then it gives you that error. Then you have to do it manually. Just my advice is to keep watching that. We are working internally on a solution for this, which is going to be permanently solving this issue. And you don't have to really watch it manually yourself to see, because you might miss it. I mean, you don't have to be 24 hours on your computer to look at that.
That would be,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be
solution,
helpful, because I have people who are not as tech savvy as some of us, and so yeah, that would be so helpful. So let me just kind of paraphrase what you said so that my people can understand clearly. So what you're saying is that the Binance platform charges a fee when the bot sells the trading. And so if we don't have money or crypto in the BNB coin, then they have nowhere of pulling that fee. So they go and pull it from the trading itself. Is that correct?
It's not exactly. The error happens when on buying. Now the Binance works this way. If you buy or sell, they're going to charge 0.1% of the amount. Okay.
Gotcha.
If you have BNB, they're going to take 0.075%. Okay. Now this error normally happens on the buy order, not on the selling. When you want to sell, then the bot doesn't find the amount that it bought, because when you bought at a point of time, the Binance took the fees from the coin itself. But anyway, you don't have to really get technical that way. What we're going to do here is add one more option in the bot for auto replenishment for BNB or auto buy. So you can design it or decide, for example, if my BNB goes below $5, for example, buy $20 worth of BNB automatically. You got it. So you don't come to zero. That's what we're trying to work on right now, and hopefully it's going to be with the next release. Now we're going to release the enhancement of the strategy, and then the next one we're going to add this feature, so that I think this is going to have to keep the people on peace of mind. I mean, you don't have to really worry about this anymore, especially in the new cycles. Now, maybe the existing cycle, which is ongoing, is having this issue, but when it opens a new one, then hopefully we're not going to have any issues.
And
Amazing.
my one thing that I want you to be aware of too is that Tuesdays through Thursdays, we have a live support room that you can go into. If you don't know where that's at, it's in your back office. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick here. Blah.
I'm all over that.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you know that room is there, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday through Thursdays. Mondays, they close it for this call, and Fridays, I think they just need a break. Our guys work so hard.
Yeah,
So,
I just wanted to include my people in Sweden and in France. They also have people there. One last question. Can you please clarify the percentage we're getting from the Founders Club? I saw on one presentation, it says total company revenue, and then I saw in another presentation it says bonus pool. So can you please clarify that?
It's one and the same, actually. I'm not sure about the bonus pool, but it's 5% of the total revenue of the company on both annual lease sales and SSF commissions, or SSF company intake. So
yeah, just let me put this in different words so that it's clear. Now, the idea behind the Founders Club is that the people who are supporting us now to go faster or to grow faster, we created this Founder Club pool. Now, where does the money come from to pay these people? Now, let's say you are a Founder Club member, and there was a sale of a package of $9.95 somewhere around the globe. 5% of that sale goes to this pool of the 5% of the pool of 5%. If someone else bought the advanced package 250, 5% of that 250 goes into that pool. Let's say someone closed a profitable trade somewhere around the globe. So 30% or 20%, depending on the package that they have, is taken by Eazybot. And then 5% of that 20% or 30% is added to this pool. End of the month, we see how much we have in this pool. All of the people who are qualified, they get a distribution equally among each one, gets an equal share of that. Now, right now, the amount might not be that big because still we're building. Now we have only 77, as we speak today, 77 qualified Founders Club, but the company is going to grow and the Founders Clubs grow. So it's going to be steady until it reached a point where the Founders Club stopped. It's going to be 1,000, but the company will continue growing. So the pool is going to be increasing and increasing and increasing. Imagine when we have a couple of million users, all of them trading and making profit on a daily basis, how much would be that pool? And again, it's going to be distributed only among these 1,000 shares that we have in the system, because we're not going to open it for more than 1,000, so that the value of the share would really have a decent amount.
Gotcha.
Mohammed, could you explain? I was going to ask you to do that, and we moved on quickly. And so can you explain KuCoin and how their system works? Like with Binance, you need to use the BNB. Can you share with everybody about KuCoin?
Sure. For KuCoin, also there is one coin that's the native coin. For BNB, it's for Binance is BNB. For KuCoin, it's KCS, I believe. Yeah, KCS coin. You can buy that coin and define that you want to pay the fees using that coin. Then the KuCoin is going to give you 20% discount. Instead of charging you 0.1%, it's going to be 0.08%. Now, if you don't have KCS or this coin, it's not going to affect you like Binance, because here looks like the KuCoin is taking the fees from the USDT, not from the coin. So it doesn't really affect your trade. Here you are actually the only benefit for having KCS is reducing the fees on yourself from the Binance side, or from the exchange side, sorry, from KuCoin side. I still recommend that you keep a small amount of that so that you can have some discount, but it doesn't affect the trade if you don't have the KuCoin coin, which is KCS.
That's good to know. Well, we've got several hands raised, so let's go ahead and move. Hey, guys, listen, if it's a support question that you can ask in a support call tomorrow, that would be great. But we do have Muhammad here, and so we want to make the best use of his time as it is starting to get late over there in Dubai. But RCT, come on in, identify yourself and where you're from.
Hey, how you doing? I'm going to stick with the anonymity that you guys provide on the platform, if you don't mind.
No
With
problem.
regards to the take profit that you have set down, you have a 1.5%, but then the retracement is set to 0.5%. So are we to assume that that at a minimum you're going to get 1% profit, not the 1.5? So if it touches the 1.5, will it retrace back to 1% and then you'll get a 1% profit? Is that the way that that would work?
Theoretically speaking, yes.
Okay.
But in real life, always there is a slippage. I mean, sometimes it's lower than the 1%, sometimes a little bit higher than 1%. But most of the times it's more than the 1%, even more than the 2%. As we have seen, based on the take profit retracement, it follows the last price. It follows the last price until it reaches to the highest and then come down. So you will see only few trades that close at exactly 1%.
Yeah, and I don't want to make the question seem like negative. I've been following with an Excel spreadsheet for almost a month now, and as what you said is completely right. It's amazing the way it goes up, and the way the coach mentioned it is phenomenal. I just wanted to, just for my mental acuity, I want to make sure I understand it correctly. You also mentioned, second question, you mentioned about the enhancement. Now, do we have to do anything with regards to the session that's currently open, or will it automatically kick in? Because you did mention about having an increased amount of funds, we'll say 300 USDT, for example. Do we have to then supplement that since the enhancement will then augment, or how does it actually work?
Okay, for the
Great
ongoing
question.
sessions right now, you don't have to do anything. So we're implementing it in a way that it applies on the existing bots without you having to do anything manually. Now, let's talk about the other scenario that, let's say now you are at cover, let's say 20. Now we know that in the new enhanced strategy, you will have 28 covers in stage 1. Okay, so let's say now you are trading and the market went down and took all the 38 covers. Now it will be your choice if you want to open stage 2 or not, because you might not have any additional money to open stage 2. But if you have additional USDT, you can click on open stage 2. It's going to be a little bit different in the UI user interface that we're going to be providing to make it more user friendly. If you click on that, it's going to show you the new strategy or the new phase. And on that one, you have to decide how much you have, how much USDT you have. Let's say you're trading this coin for $1,000, and now the market really went down and it took all the 38 covers. And now it's the time for you to get into stage 2. And now you have only $200. You just mentioned that you have $200 for stage 2, and the bot is going to be dealing with it, distributing the amount in a way that you could sustain to the maximum possible. Now, if you put at least in Binance, I think it's $552 is going to sustain up to 90%. And remember, as you are technically speaking, in stage 2, 90% of the profit is used to bring down the average price. So it's going to really push it down faster. So it's really advisable to go for stage 2 and add as small as you can. I mean, whatever amount that you have, just add it and let it work on that stage and help you to bring down the average price faster. Because if the market actually goes beyond the 38 covers, that means the market have dropped more than 50, 60, 70% sometimes. So it's really a bad situation. I mean, in the crypto in general. So everyone wants to get out of the market as soon as possible. So add some funds to stage 2, let it help it to come down faster so that you can get out of this trade as soon as possible and start all over again from the bottom of the market.
But for our intensive purposes, we're just adding funds to our specific exchange. We're not allocated. I'm not opening a separate, for example, sub account. I'm just adding in the same account.
No.
I'm just allocating different in the.
It's the same.
Correct? Okay.
Just add more USDT to your Binance, for example, and just tell the bot that for this coin I want to assign
And I separate it.
200, and this one I want to add this much. That's it.
The last thing I want to ask, and I'm surprised. Sorry if this is a support question. You've talked about this before, knowing about it. How Qcoin is having a problem with your strategy is phenomenal, but I'm seeing Qcoin's having a problem trying to keep up with your strategy. So you're having these purchases that are either not identifiable on the bot, And so it's not a huge problem because normally it's a 3.39% that you're taking. So, obviously you can absorb that. But in the case for me, I have one I'm on dot for one of my trades, and it happened on the 8%, which is the ×4 twice.
Yeah.
So that took a huge chunk out of my USDT. Again, I have the coins; they're on my exchange, but the bot is not taking account for them. For BCH, I've had to shut when the session shut down. I just manually sold the coins, so it's not a problem. Is there any way we can just enter this into the bot, or do I just have to wait for the session to close?
Okay, now what we're working on, yes, actually this issue started happening once they did their update. I mean, last week, if you remember, there was an API update done by, or trading update.
And there's another one coming, by the way.
Yeah, on 31st, we're aware of that, and we're getting prepared for it. So what happens now? Now there are a lot of orders that has been taken place, but they're not showing in the bot. So the bot is not recognizing that. Now what we're working on, the team is now working, writing a script for that to pull that orders and identify them on the bot, so that when it's a time for them to be sold at 1.5% or above, then the bot's going to start selling that. And also we discussed with KuCoin a solution, and there is also a solution coming in. So I'm not expecting this issue to happen any more time, like an order happens and it's not recognized by the bot. That's the communication between Eazybot and KuCoin have been improved in the past couple of days based on this issue. So right now we're keeping a close eye on it. It didn't happen for the past couple of days after we implemented the new script, and now we're writing another script just to pull out that orders which were taken place and they're not showing in the bot, so that we can identify them, and you don't have to do it manually like what you did. Luckily, you are aware of all the technical aspects and you solved it manually, you know it. But there are other people, I'm sure, that they didn't know even about this. They just saw the bot stopping, maybe because of USDT insufficient balance, or maybe still the bot is working, but there are some unrecognized orders. So how are we going to do this technically? Is that any order which is open and not showing Eazybot is going to be added automatically to the average price. So when it's the time to sell everything, it's going to be selling that as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I'm having so much fun, by the way. Thank you so much.
No problem. Enjoy.
Thanks for coming in and asking the questions, RCT. But guys, doesn't it make you feel confident knowing that we've got such great leadership behind the wheel here in Mohammed?
Absolutely.
And you can see that the gentleman is, like I said, he's a mathematical genius, and to have that spearheading this movement is so valuable to us. We're going to bring in Randolph right now. Come on in, brother. I'm trying to be sensitive to the time too. We're doing great, brother. Good.
It's good. It's going to be a quick question. When the enhancements come on board, will that number of 600 or 300 need to be increased?
No.
For each bot? Okay. Thank you.
Well, you need only to add funds when the market is really down on stage 2.
Right. Right.
But
okay.
For now, you don't have to do anything. Just leave it the same.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
So as exciting as these calls are, guys, they're getting ready to be a little bit more exciting. That's what we're really thankful for. SAT, come on in.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, where are you from? What country are you from?
I'm from Encinitas, California.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I thought I heard an accent there. It was probably my computer.
So my question is more related to from a visual presentation standpoint. So I've been with the platform since about 3 to 4 months, and okay. I've been just trying to figure out what my return on my investment is. And is there anywhere when you go into the dashboard, it doesn't give me any representation of what my ROI is. So why is there a possibility that if I have to go and find out, what the profit I have to make or what I've made, I have to individually go and count manually as to what profit I've made across the board? Because it's very easy for me to sell this platform to anybody if I can show them that, okay, you know what, in the last 3 months, I made 12% return, which is giving me a 4% return a month, which is a 48% return annually. But there is no visual representation that's showing me what profits I make, except the fact that you guys have on each coin, you guys tell me what dollar value or dollar percent, the dollar amount I made.
Okay, let me just get this question answered. Now, the first one is about showing percentage. We could do that, but we didn't do it for a reason. Because now imagine this scenario. Let's say you started with $1,000, your investment, right? And you spent 2 months trading, or let's say 1 month trading. Now, at the middle of the month, you decided to add more, and you added another 300 to that.
Mhm.
So end of the month, let's say you made $100 in profit. So how do we calculate the profit? Do we divide that 100 by the 1,000 or 1,300?
Yeah, but if
So,
I totally get it, but if you just divide by if I've actually invested $1,000 at January, and then I
Okay.
invested another $300 in March, in April, it should take the average number of average amount that I've taken and divided by the average amount of months that I have.
No, but
It's
it won't be accurate, because I know people would keep on adding money, removing money, adding money, removing money. So it would be unfair to give a percentage. Percentage would never be accurate. But instead, what we're trying to do here is on the dashboard itself that we're working on right now as we speak. On the dashboard, you will have a full summary of your account in terms of numbers, not the percentage, in terms of number. For example, it tells you yesterday you made this much of money. Let's say $1,000 you made in profit. You're trading all your coins combined together. Last month you made this much. Last week you made this much. Today, so far, you made this much in dollar value, because we really cannot control how the people are dealing with their accounts. Maybe people are keeping adding funds, removing funds, adding funds, removing funds. So it's going to have a mess up. So whatever percent you're going to get at the end is not going to be accurate as long as you did not maintain the same amount of capital that you started with, and you did not increase anything, and you did not reduce anything. I've seen some people reducing the amount, like starting with 10,000, then making it 5,000, then making it 3,000, then making it back again to 10,000. So it's really confusing. At the end, there's no a clear way to calculate the net profit, because if you start, for example, with 1,000, then you made it 10,000 middle of the month. End of the month, you made it back to 1,000. So if you divide the profit that you made by the 1,000 initially, it's not going to be fair. It's going to be showing you very high percentage, and vice versa. If you reduce the amount and then increase again, it's going to be showing you lower percentage than what you made. So we don't want to go that way. Let's make it simple, easy, and just as amount. You do the calculation yourself. You know yourself. You know that you haven't added any funds. You haven't removed any funds. So you know what to divide it by. You have made $100. You started with 1,000. You haven't changed. Then your profit is 10% this way.
Got it.
But right now I understand that you have to add coin by coin. Now this one is going to be solved by the new user interface that we're adding, having the summary in the front page or in the dashboard. You will have a summary of all of these accountings away from the affiliate commission. Affiliate commission will be completely separate. There's going to be only trading results, so that you can present it to the people that you want to show the opportunity.
Is there a way also, adding to the question, is there a way for us to know which coin has performed the best? So if we want to reinvest in, let's say I have 10 coins, but I want to put more money in, I need to know which of my coin or which of my trade has actually been the most profitable, so I can actually double down on it.
Sure.
Let me cover this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can actually on the coins or in the bots screen, you will have all of them. You have them in front of you. You can see which ones have made more profit. But again, I'll explain it the same way I explained it before. Your worst performer this week can be the best for next week. You really don't know. And we have seen that in a couple of coins, like TRX, for example. The first 2 weeks in that big account, it was the worst. Then the next couple of weeks was the superstar, make like more than $1,000 in just 2 weeks in profit. So you really don't know. The best way to get the best out of this market is to really diversify. Again, it's not financial advice, but because we don't know how the market is going to be behaving, I don't know which one is going to go high.
Let me share one other thing too. Yeah, also, guys, you got to be careful to protect the company. And in some countries, including the US, if you're showing numbers, it could be construed as enticement, breaking enticement laws. So, we really don't want you guys to be talking about ROIs. We've got a great product, especially on social media, on YouTube. And I mean, there's a lot of people right now that are using YouTube to promote their Eazybot businesses. But even on YouTube, guys, you got to be super careful not to make any promises. It's real trading. We
No,
can't
Coach,
make any
sorry to kind of intervene. This is not for me to kind of promote and go and talk about what ROIs I have as an investor, or as any financial investor would do. They want to know what ROI they're making on the money they actually invested. So it's more for a personal standpoint rather than going bragging about what you.
I'm talking to the group as a whole right now. And this is what we have found. So just be careful if you're going to advertise on YouTube. As for a way to talk about this and share it, Sat, with the rest, with people that you're personally bringing in, I think the best way is just to show them every week we condense this call to 20 to 30 minutes. And that way they can see a bot that is performing and how much it's performed. And in a downward trend, people that know money see that it's performing at about 4% a month. I mean, that's a phenomenal selling point. There's no guarantees. We always try to reiterate that, but that's probably the best way that I do it, is just show them the account that Mohammed's been showing every week and showing them that video.
Yeah. And just one last question. I know I'm taking a lot of time over here, but one more question is, now people like me who may not know the crypto market in entirety, there are a lot of coins out there. Is there, based on the fact that you guys have 45,000 customers or more and counting, is there anywhere that we can show the coins that have performed the most? And I know, Mohammed, you mentioned that a coin that didn't perform last week would perform, but it gives us an idea of what has performed, what has not, so we can make a lot more of an educated decision.
Again, Mohammed's updating us every week on how the coins are performing. That's the resource that I would use if I was looking at, okay, this coin, like Matic and CRV, they killed it the last 60, 90 days, but there's no guarantees that they're going to do it in the future 90 days. But there's that's the best. I think that's the best way to pick a coin right now, but understand that there are no guarantees. And we always talk about that. Mohammed says, listen, these are the big performers right now, but they might not be the big performers tomorrow. But Sat, we're going to move on to Sam. Sam, come on in, brother. And Sat, we appreciate all the questions that you gave us, and we hope we did our best to answer them. Sam, come on in.
Yeah, greetings to you, everyone. This is Sam from Nigeria.
Hey, brother.
I just
an honor to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the CEO and the whole team. What I want to say is particularly concerning, it may not apply to every other country, but particularly in Africa, here in Nigeria, people like proof. Like, you are trading, what are you making every time? What are you making every day? So I want to request, if it is allowed, anyway, if they can create a kind of revenue page whereby, okay, on Bitcoin, maybe you make $12, on Ethereum, you make $10. For today, this is the addition of what you make, a kind of revenue page. I don't know if that is okay for other countries, but in Africa, in Nigeria particularly, people like something like that we can screenshot and share with our people in our various groups. Thank you.
You're welcome, Sam.
Yeah, just let me take this. Well, I think the new user interface update that we're doing is going to be serving the purpose, because it shows you a summary. And even the existing one, you can show, I mean, you can see how much you've made in each coin by just opening your bot and see the summary of the bots. Because let me just share it one more time and just show you. It looks like maybe you haven't started yet, but when you start, you'll see that in your back office. Where's that screenshot? Okay, yeah. See, this is screen will be there in your back office when you log in and you go to bots. So you see here, for example, now this coin have made 137 USDT in profit. This coin here have made 283 in profit. This coin here have made 225 in profit. And this coin is CRV, this coin is BTC, this coin is FIRE. So I think maybe this is what you're asking for. Hope that I answered you.
Are you still there?
Hello?
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you, Mohammed. We're going to bring in Leslie now.
All right.
Leslie, come on in.
Thank you, Mohammed. Like I said, every week, this is a brilliant piece of software. You're only making it better. So my questions for you is, I'm watching about, so you say KuCoin, you can do $300, but that means you would have to not click the default strategy, right? And put 300 in there. Otherwise, it makes you put 600 in the balance, and the bot thinks it's 600. So it's taking a little bit more percentage. So it won't go down to 40 or 50%, right?
Yeah, but that will be rectified. Now we're working on that also. So you don't have to do, when you choose KuCoin, you don't have to really untick the default.
Okay, yeah, that's my team's having a problem because we're putting the 600 in there. So it's treating it like 600, but it's really 300, right? So
yeah. Now we will correct that for KuCoin. But for Binance, it still would be the same. You cannot save it with 300.
And by the way, Mohammed, may I suggest, I'm an ex-CFO finance guy. I understand the challenges people are having. So the chart that you keep, I know you keep it based on your coins in a range. So I would suggest if there's some way you could just have that and update it every week where people could look at it and not wait for your Monday calls, but just put the range of time. Because it's hard to do an average, because technically speaking, if you invest $1,000, the bot's not using the whole 1,000 unless the market goes down and you have to dollar cost average. So a real return on investment is what the bot uses versus what you have allocated. So if you want a true picture, it's hard to do. And I understand that, but people are used to what they're used to those fancy cars out there, and they want to figure out how your car is working. And I get that, Mohammed. But at least if you could, that picture that you update every week, just change the dates every week and post it somewhere where we can actually look at it, might help some people.
Which one? You mean this?
Yeah,
the
other one. Yeah, that one.
So what do you want?
The dates on it. So you clearly indicate the date. So I presume this, and we always take screenshots. But if there's a place somewhere where we can click on it and look at it, then that might help some individuals. I mean, once again, they would have to understand how to present it and be very careful. Because once again, return on investment is basically something you have to define properly, because it may mean something to you and different to me. Because technically speaking, your bot's return on investment would be what funds are actually allocated in a trade versus the return. So you're actually performing better than it seems. But people
that's actually have a different terminology. What you're talking about is return on deployed capital or something like this. But let's keep in mind as a mind of an investor. I mean, you took the 600 and you locked it for investment. You locked it for investment. Now, regardless of the bot, if it took only 10 or took 20 per trade or whatever it is, this whole amount is locked for you. So I feel my personal feeling is it's more fair to put that return on investment based on the whole amount. I know the whole amount might have never been used, maybe only just small amount of just $10, $20 being used during the past week or the past month, but still the amount is locked for the investment. Just my opinion. I'm not an investor. I'm not a financial advisor also. So this is my personal opinion. I feel it's fair.
And I agree with you there. I agree with you. But what I try to tell my people is you can't really look at it. Don't compare, because you have to compare apples to apples. So I tell them this is like surfing. Mohammed allows us to ride the big wave and make as much as possible with your retracements, and then it protects us on the down market. So if you get a short wave, guess what? Get back up and look for the big wave again.
Yeah, exactly.
The excellent job. I love the company, and I look forward to growing it to a huge company, and it will become that.
Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate it.
Let's bring in Brian. Brian, come on in, brother.
Thank you, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Great call. I've learned a lot today. Okay. But my question is, I understand that to pull money out, when you want to pull money out from any funds allocated to a bot, we want to put it into single mode and wait for that the current session to close out before you take the money out. I understand that. So if in a bot that's allocated to that bot along with the profit. If I have like say $1,000 worth of profit in that bot, would it disrupt the bot if I did not put it in single, but took like say maybe $200 out of that particular allocation of the bot, of the profit that I made? If I took that out, would that affect the bot in any way in doing that without putting it in single mode and waiting for it to trade, to close out?
Very good question. Okay, let me take that, Coach.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, now the question is that do you have the auto compounding on or off?
That's the key right there. That's what I was going to bring up. If you have the auto compounding, what it's doing is it's taking your profit, compounding that into the next initial trade.
Right.
So if you have the auto compounding on, to pull the money out would affect the bot. So you put it in single strategy, let it close out all those trades, then you can do that. Or if you need the money and it's an emergency, you can close it out, but you're going to take a loss.
Brian, there are two ways here. Technically speaking,
might take a loss. Let me change that. Might take a loss depending upon where the market, the average price is.
Brian, there are two ways here to handle a situation where if someone really wants every month to take a specific amount or every period of time to take a specific of money. Number one is not to use auto compounding. In this case, even if the trade is in the middle, you still can take your profit out without affecting the trade. Number one. But however, this is affecting your growth, your capital growth, because you're not using the profit to add that. Now, the second way to do that is to have as many coins as possible. And maybe around mid of the month, put everything in single. Whatever closes, you have that amount for you out, that you can take whatever you want to take from it and put the remaining back into the market. Example, let's look at this account that I have shared here. Let me just share it one more time. Okay, let's look at those here. Let's say I am to take some money out for emergency, or maybe the monthly wage that I want to take from this investment or whatever it is. Let's say in 15 days or 20 days before I want to take that money out, I'll put everything in single. Right? Some of them will close within this time. Maybe it will take longer than this, but I have to wait for some of them to close. But the chance for having some of them closing earlier than the others would be more than having all the money in one place or waiting for all of them to close. Let's say, for example, let's say as an example, everything here, I'm using the auto compounding. Let's say the Matic close. It's in single and it's closed and everything is fine. That means I have here $1,283 free for me. If I want to take all of it out, I can take it out without affecting the ongoing trades, and delete that bot, or take maybe the 238 and restart again the bot with the 1,000.
Gotcha.
So these are the two ways not to affect your capital investment, is to do those, or either make everything without auto compounding. That gives you the freedom anytime to take out the money that you want, as long as it's a part of the profit. You're not taking from the capital. And for example, if all of these coins here were not on auto compounding, that means I have all of this amount ready for me to take out. 137 and 159, 130, 199, and then 28. All of this, adding all of them together, which comes up to, I think, 2,318. So that means I have this amount free for me to take out without affecting my 17,000, which is in trade right now, if I'm not using auto compounding. But because I'm using auto compounding, I have to wait for some of them to close out, and then I can take out the profit.
Got it. Understand.
Or again, if it's an emergency, this is all your crypto. So if there is an emergency and you need to take it out, you just close out that trade. And but we don't recommend that, but that's up to you. You're the owner of your own exchange. So and you know your own where you're at. You know,
right, but it was
financial.
Yeah, but it was more of a question of, you know, when a person has made profit on their accounts, on their portfolio of bots, and they're at a substantial amount, and let's say they're you know, they have, you know, $20,000 built up in profit. If they wanted to take money out on a consistent basis, to knowing the procedure on how to do that without affecting the bots. And
now everybody's going to have a different strategy, Brian. What we recommend is a long-term strategy for true financial freedom with this bot. And that's why we have the compounding feature, so that an individual can get there quicker. And, you know, but depending upon where they're at, if they're just using the bot and not introducing others, you know, they can get there, but it's going to take them a little bit more time. Everybody has a different strategy. Some people will add additional money on a monthly and a weekly basis so that they can get there quicker. But the bot is definitely producing. And as we've seen, Mohammed's example, it's done over 4% a month. My day trading mentor taught us how to make 3%, and he worked 2 full-time jobs to get $1 million into his trading account. At that point, he was earning $30,000 a month. We'd love everybody on in our company to earn $30,000 a month just through the bot itself. You know, so what's your strategy to get there? And it's different for everybody. If they want to take out, you know, as part of their capital, they have the freedom to do that. This is you know, a bot that they own, they lease, I mean, and they lease it for a year and they can do whatever they want because the money, this is one of the things we get a lot. Well, you know, when do I have access to my money? How about right now, instantaneously, because it's yours and it's in your account. This isn't something that you turn your money over to and have to wait, hope and pray that the thing takes off. Guys, we're so excited because, hey, Brian, thank you so much. We're going to bring in Yogi next, and then Sylvester, Carlos, and we're going to close out today with the D. We've been in for an hour and a half right now and still have 128 out of 150 people that came in. You guys are incredible and you've got a hunger to learn, and we're so thankful for that because we've got a hunger to see you guys succeed. Yogi, come on in.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yogi,
Just quickly
you're coming from England, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah. So honored to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. Just quickly going to Sat's question about the cumulative profit. I think if you log into your exchange, you can customize it and, you know, check your monthly cumulative profit. So you might want to check that. But going to my question is, using the bot for a few months, we see some sessions close really quick, which is great. And even when we're in a session, we're seeing the profits. If somebody wants to add, say we're in the middle of a session going on a few weeks, like Mohammed's example on Aave, if somebody wants to add, say, $1,000 or a couple of $100 to a bot or to all of the bots, and they're in mid sessions, can that be done?
Yes.
By just changing the balance?
Yes.
Great question.
Make sure that you have the amount in your exchange and then revise the balance from 1,000, for example, to 1,500, and that's it. And actually, that's a good idea. You know why? Because when you add to the funds at the lower market, it's going to be having a bigger size trades. And that's going to be helping your average price on the top to move faster. Because imagine you have 1,000, you double the 1,000, maybe 2,000. So now you will have double size of the trade, and 50% of that is used to bring down the average price.
All right. Okay, fantastic. That's great.
Sylvester, come on in, brother.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, I guess now, but listen, I have, man, I am loving this. I have learned so much over the last 4 months as being a novice, and I've been on all the support calls for about the first 2 or 3 months and learned so much. But I got a question about the new strategy for Mohammed. Have a user of that has a coin that is down to cover 43, cover 44 right now. Just about to run out of funds, and I want to know when the new strategy is implemented, if someone is in the 40s, the covers are in the 40s, how would that work with the new strategy?
Thank you very much. That's really good question. And actually, this is one of the reasons that's why it's delayed now, because we're looking at those specific cases when you have like some people already beyond the 38 cover. How do we deal with this? How do we split the funds? How do we split the capital between stage 1 and stage 2, or let's call it the market recovery, market crash recovery? Now we're changing the name. I don't have an answer now, but we're working on that just to make it happen.
Awesome. Carlos, come on in, brother. How you been? Carlos Riviera, come on in.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good to hear your
Awesome.
voice.
Good to hear you guys. This is actually my first call that I've been on. So I have been doing a ton of other things. And, you know, Bernard and Peter both tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, brother, this is the time. Like, there's a lot of real stats coming in and a lot of things that you should be paying attention to on this side. So I put down all my projects and I'm now going to be on all the calls here just to focus
Awesome, brother.
over here.
Well, it's a great honor to have you.
Thank you so much.
You guys that don't know, Carlos is a good man right here, and he's really got his finger on the heartbeat of cryptocurrency, and it's good to have you, brother.
Thank you. So what I was gonna say was it was a couple of guys came earlier and they had said something about why don't we have a chart of picking, you know, certain coins, and Muhammad, you know, so eloquently said every week it's going to be different. Tron might be up this week and Avi might be up the next week, and basically the reason why, guys, and I'm just sharing this with you guys because it hasn't been said. We'll take Ethereum for instance. Ethereum's going through a merge September 15th, right? So we should all be locked in knowing that Ethereum's going to pop because, you know, they say buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So right now, this is the rumor. Right now, the rumor is September 15th, Vitalik finally has all his ducks in a row and they're going to merge. We're going from proof of work to proof of stake. With that hype, that's what moves the coins. The hype is moving the coins and the roadmaps. So if you want to get deeper into what coins you're picking, then you go onto the individual coins and you go onto their Twitters and you go onto their Discords and you find out what the projects are doing, and then you pick your coins accordingly. So you can't pick coins based on what they've done the week before, the week after, or the month after. Each one has a timeline of projects that they're accomplishing. Some guys have a new app, some guys are going into GameFi, some guys are going into DeFi. So there's different protocols. There's some coins that are opening up their own blockchains. Those are the things we need to know in order to keep pace on what coins we should be taking. Everything else is, you know, we're speculating and we're following trends, right? So we're following trends, but to get deeper in it, that's it. That's my 2 cents. I just want to say, if you want to get deeper in it, then you want to be aware of certain things that the projects are doing. Like, we know Ethereum is going to merge September 15th. We should all be in Ethereum coming up because that's going to have a lot of volatility. So that's what I wanted to share.
Well, thanks for sharing, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Adi, come on in, and then I've got Muhammad. I want you to cover a couple questions that came into my. They're the same question, so it's one question that came into my private chat here. But Adi, come on in. Glad to have you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay, and you? Yeah, I'm looking at the effects of the dip on the operations of the bot, for instance. I know this has nothing to do with the bots. Once we have a dip, the currencies, the coins depreciate in value, like we did in 3 months ago. And this time around, too, for instance, I can talk about Avi and Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped from 40 to 20 now. The chances that we are going to get it up, I don't know. I'm not sure. So what I'm trying to find out now is, if you look at your overall asset at the end of the day, it will continue to go down because of that issue. So is there a way, I don't know, for instance, is it possible to have BUSD against USDT, which doesn't depreciate as such? I'm just thinking.
What was the question again, please?
My question is, going into the dip, the coins do not come back as good as they were before. For instance,
if they don't, which is speculative, you know, it's speculative. Most analysts that are in this, yeah, but currently, I know right what you're saying. It's a floating loss. So, yeah, go ahead. Mohammed's going to answer that.
Yeah, I think I get what he's asking for.
That's not a floating loss. You know, let me give you an example of Abbey. Abbey was 250. It dropped to around 160. Then it's back at 100 now, about 180.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Obviously, that value of the USDT you use in converting to Abbey has depreciated. So I'm looking at if there's a way out. It's not. This is not the fault of the bots anyway. It has to do with the depreciating value.
But this is just to let you know.
Good question. Very good question.
I don't know if you're trading now, but Eazybot is designed this way. Actually, this is for you and also for Carlos. How Eazybot works. I'm just going to open the famous whiteboard and just show you a little bit of how Eazybot is designed to work. Now, this is the
sorry, Mohammed. I've actually watched this several times. I understand it and I agree with it. What I'm saying is this: if your coin, for instance, if you invest in a Bitcoin in the last the beginning of this year, the value has depreciated today. So I mean, I'm just thinking about a way out of that kind of situation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm going to explain now.
The way the bot operates.
Yeah, but this is how Eazybot is being designed. If the market goes down and it stays down and never come back up again, it's still going to close the trade with profit. We don't have to wait for the market to come back to 40,000 for the Bitcoin, for instance, to close the trade. No, it's going to close it way lower than this. And we have seen the ETC. It opened at the price of 42 and it closed at 27, which is about 35% down. And that's exactly how we designed the bot, because we're not speculating the market here. We're not looking at if the market is going up, then we buy, and if the market is going down, then we sell. No, it's not like this. It's use the micro movement of the market, the daily normal movement of the market to make profit. And if you have a trade opened on the top, it's going to be pulling that trade down until it reaches to the current marketplace.
Well, I'm still watching anyway, because I discovered that one of my own coins, for instance, the total investment is currently lower than what I started with. So that's
what's the coin and what's the amount now you're talking about? Let's say, for example, Aave, okay.
Aave.
Now, okay, let's talk about Aave, the example that we've talked about. We started here at 0.0. The price of the Aave was 251, right?
Exactly.
The one that I'm sharing is 251. The price was 251. Okay, now right now the price is actually went down as low as 45, I think, or something like this. But today it's about 87. Okay, today it's 87. Okay, what is our average price? Our average price is 162. See, should be somewhere in the middle, 162. So this is the average price, 162. Okay, now the market have done this. Let me just make some approximate market movement here. So it started here, then it started moving a little bit, and then it started moving down. From that time, it was only going down. It never went up high. It was just doing like this. And now it's here, fluctuating like this, going like this. So what happens if the market stays at the price of 87 and never goes back up, even into the average price? Now, two things can happen. In this, practically speaking, there's only two possibilities that can happen. Possibility number one is that at a point of time here, the market goes up here, cross the average price by 1.5%. It closed the whole trade with profit, put it back to you in USDT. You recognize all the profit that's made. Scenario two, the market stays here and never goes back up again. So what happens with the normal daily movement, as we have seen between last week and this week, the market, the average price have moved down a little bit from 163 to 162. Next week, you will see it moving down a little bit more. And again, down and down and down until it reaches to a point of time where the average price arrives somewhere here. Then it's very easy for the market to go 1.5% above this one and then close the whole trade with profit. Now here, keep in mind, the market was only going down and it stayed down and never went back up to 251. Still, you got back your USDT plus the profit that you have made while the market is doing these small movements, making small profit, but you recognize it once you close the whole cycle. And we will prove that already on the AAVE coin that we're doing right now. We've been following it since beginning of April, and still the trade is open because the market went down and it stayed down for a long time. Yes, there is this movement, and this average price is moving. Average price at the beginning was here, somewhere here. When it took the first three orders, let me make it in a different color so that we can make it more visible. Yeah, the average price at the beginning, when it took the first three covers, initial cover 1, cover 2, and cover 3, it was at exactly the price was 221. So using these small trades at the bottom of the market, it managed to move this average price from 221 to 162, and it will keep on moving it down. We'll keep on moving it down until it reaches to the marketplace or meet with it with the market price at a midpoint, and then plus 1.5%, then close the whole trade and make profit. So even if the coin depreciates in value, it's still Eazybot has been designed to handle that kind of situation. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense anyway. But I would like you to do something. Can you check some of the coins that you have? Check the actual investment in it.
That's okay. That's fine. I understand what you're doing. Let me put some values here. Let's say, for example, here you have invested 10,000, for example.
Exactly.
If you look at the value now of the coin, if you only the exchange, you have only that coin that you're trading, you might see that as 9,000, which is lesser than, and you never withdrawn any amount. That's okay, because you still have open trades. Remember what we keep on saying: unless the cycle is closed, you cannot recognize the profit. You have to wait for the cycle to close, unless you have not used the auto compounding. If you did not activate auto compounding, then you can recognize your profit anytime you want. But that I'll give a small example for this. Let's say you're planning to start a business with someone, and this someone, you're giving him the money and he start the business and he start buying materials, doing manufacturing, whatever they have to do. You cannot come at the middle of the year and tell him, now I want my money plus the profit. You cannot, because the money is in work. Here, exactly the same. Your money is in trade. There are many trades which are open right now, and the market is not in a situation to sell it, because if you liquidate manually or if you sell manually, you might be in loss. In this situation, for example, you have waited that long. If you close it now and your portfolio is 9,000, you'll get 9,000. You'll not get the 10,000. But the bot is taking care of that. Just let the bot do the work. Eventually, it's going to be closing it with profit. All the profit that I have made now, for example, in our example, the profit that we have seen is 1,097, if I remember correctly the numbers. So 1,097, you will recognize that once you close the trade. Let's say when you close this trade, average price, you made another $2,000. So your capital would be, or your portfolio would be 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 3,000, which is going to be 13,097. This is all going to be recognized once the cycle have closed. So it's very usual that if you look at the midway at your portfolio, it's a little bit lower than the initial amount. That's very usual. Don't panic on that, and that can happen.
Awesome. Adi, thank you so much for sharing those questions with us. We appreciate all of you guys. I want to show you one more thing before we close it out, and that is our schedule and where to find that. If you just open up, most of you guys know this, but some of you might be new here, might have just joined. Right here is our Zoom call schedule. This is on your dashboard in your back office when you log in. And you just click on that, and it takes you right to all of the meetings that we have throughout the week. And you can see at 11 a.m. is our support call with Peter and Breezy. That's Tuesday through Thursday. And I personally want to thank these guys. They are just such great servant leaders, and they have become a part of our executive team here. And Breezy, you are the queen of breeze, and I love the new title that they've given you. Breezy makes it easy. So guys, go out there, and if you have questions that are support questions, we're here to serve you, and we just love you guys. And Breezy, why don't you come in and close us out?
Absolutely. Wonderful call. Great information. I hope everyone's understanding the bot more and more. We have Muhammad Ali, the CEO, that is showing us exactly how the bot performs and the performance of a weekly basis. So come to these calls so that you can understand And never sleazy. I like that. Sorry, I read the comment.
Somebody put a comment in there, and never. Okay. Awesome.
Again, thank you everyone for joining us. You see what product is bringing forth to you with the leadership that we have, the support that you have. You can't go wrong with Eazybot, period. So come to the calls. We're here every day of the week except for Sunday, and we do still do personal calls on Sunday. So thank you.
Wait. I did have two questions that I did want to address that I said earlier I would address. And that is the auto compounding feature. And guys, if you select the default, it automatically selects the compounding feature for you. That's let me make sure, because I haven't selected a coin in a while. Muhammad or Breezy, am I correct on that? It automatically selects the compounding feature.
Yes, when you coin, the default strategy is already checked off, which includes the auto defaulting. So unless you want to not auto compound, which I don't know why you would want to, no, I'm just kidding. Then you can unclick the one that now going to be called Eazybot strategy to be able to unclick the one, the auto compounding, excuse me.
Awesome.
And there was another question.
Awesome. Nope, that was it. There were two questions. We're asking the same thing. I just wanted to make sure we addressed that. So guys,
Awesome.
We love you more than Bitcoin and pizza combined. Breezy, if you'd like to, it's always a risk if we unmute everybody because there's so many people on the call, and sometimes there's scrupulous people here that will say things that are angry and mean, and we love you anyway. So we just pray for your deliverance. But awesome. You guys can unmute yourselves if you'd like to and say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Oh, great call. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, team.
See you later.
Great day, everyone. Great call. Great call.
Great call.
Awesome call.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy.
Happy Monday and have an amazing week.
Coach,
love you guys.
Coach is the most. Coach is the most.
Brian, you're awesome. You are, brother.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it, Breezy. You guys are the best.
Awesome call.
Constantine, you're awesome. Thank you.
Team.